How's it? IndianCowboy.sports.com. Come at you on Tuesday, every day around this time. Getting this video to you a little bit late today. Some technical difficulties as we work on some different things, but the content is still very good. And we're going to put everything on one video, which you'll probably end up liking. In a way, it's good because we can see if you like all of it on one video versus two anyway. But, hey, man, we are on, I got to tell you this, we are on the best run of our career. 12 straight hockey winners. We're going for 13 straight hockey winners. 12 straight means like literally we're 12-0 over the last 12 days, which is insane. I mean, the most we've ever done is a 22 in a row in college basketball back in 2013, I think. And we've hit as many as 17 free picks in a row as well. But this is the most hockey winners we've had in a row at 12 in a row. We're plus 10,000 on the season. I'm not even kidding you. We're literally 66% and plus 10,000 on the season. The exact numbers I'll share with you now. And eventually we'll be able to put some text down here so I can actually... we used to have the big yellow text, but I think we're changing some stuff up around that. But as it relates to hockey, we're on a 58-30 season for plus 10,016 or 10,015, which is probably one of the best seasons in the country for sure. 58-30, 66% for plus 10,000. We're on an 11-3 run in the NBA. We are on back-to-back winners in baseball. We've gone 3-0 the last 2 days in premium picks as well. We missed our free pick yesterday, and even though we're winning on all of our premium picks, we still want to win the free pick. It still matters to us that we do well in the free pick. But the last 2 days, obviously you know that we went 3-0 on a sweep yesterday. We had Nashville yesterday as a 3-unit hockey winner. NBA, we had the Bulls premium. This is all of our premium selections over at DocSports.com. The Chicago Bulls plus the 6.5 outright winner. Major League Baseball, the Cardinals winner. NHL, we're on a 12-0 run. NBA, 11-3 run. Baseball, 5 straight winning years. And Korean baseball, we're on a 4-1 run. I don't know what else to say. We're literally 30-6 over the last 9 days for plus 9,000. We're 30-6. I don't know what else to say. This is the best run of our career right now, and it's pretty phenomenal. Except for that time we hit 22 in a row in college basketball, which was nuts. But 4-unit Sunday winner on the Royals over the Yankees, 2-0. 3-unit winner on the Cardinals over the Nationals, 12-5 winner. We'll see. Back-to-back days of premium selections, 3-0 and 3-0 plus 6-0 the last 2 days. And again, 30-6, 81% for plus 9,800 in all sports. And again, today's the last day of that the promo code, which expires at midnight, which is anything15, the word anything and then 15, and it gives you 15% off any package for IC and anyone else at Doc Sports, including the season package, which is the biggest discount. All right, so let's get to your content today. As it relates to your content today, we're going to go with your free pick. I got a bunch of stuff to share with you here, and we're going to try to put it all in one video. Sorry about the length of the video, but the content will be really good. So, and in that way, that's really good. For your free pick today, we're going to go with the Pelicans today, minus the points here. We like the Pelicans, minus the 3 here. The Pelicans always have a tendency to get up for big teams, right? We've taken them against the Utah Jazz at home when they won outright. But I like them minus the 3 here. I always try to imagine what the Nets would have been like with Dinwiddie in the lineup too, because what a nasty lineup that would have been. But obviously he got injured earlier on in the year for the entire season. Is there such a thing as... I actually think there is such a thing as a team that could be too good because there's only one ball. It's funny, right? So, by the way, Yingling is my favorite beer, just for you to know. But... you have a Brooklyn team that beat this team by 28 points last time on a total of 234. So Brooklyn won by 28 points last time. It was 139-111, and it was an absolute blowout. And I think New Orleans remembers that. But that was a game that Durant was coming back for the Pelicans. So that was a big kumbaya, hooray, Durant is back, let's beat the crap out of the first team we play. And I think it was too much excitement and juice for the Nets there for New Orleans to overcome. Brooklyn just lost to Miami by 2, but it's been ages since they lost back-to-back games. and I get that. But the Pelicans had won 3 in a row, and now they've lost 3 in a row, and they're not going to be in a good mood today. And again, they've continued to play well against the Jazz and other elite teams at home. But both these teams are going to be pretty pissed here. The Nets didn't score in the last 3.5 minutes of the Heat game, and the Pelicans gave up 6-point lead with about 1 minute left to the New York Knicks. Can you imagine that? After they had lost to them 2 games prior to that. So they had lost to them 2 games prior to that. They had revenge. They were up big. They were up by 6 with a minute to go, and then they coughed it up. Because Stan Van Gundy told the point guard for New Orleans, Lonzo Ball, to foul Derrick Rose, which he didn't do. Remember, they were up by 3 in the last possession. And then, and then their guards forget to guard Reggie Bullock, and he shoots a 3, and they tie the game. They go into overtime, and they lose the game. And he was so mad, Stan Van Gundy, that he said that even a high school team can execute those 2 plays. And I think the Pelicans are going to be pretty upset at Stan Van Gundy basically calling them a high school team. So I like the Pelicans minus a 3. I also like Minnesota-Sacramento over the posted total today. Minnesota beat this team by 10 points last time. The game was totaled at 237.5, and the final was 116-106. The game went well under last time. But Minnesota lost to the Clippers last game by 19 points, and the Kings come off the biggest win of the year by Dallas by over 14 points. The line is really shady and only minus 3.5, which I dislike here because everybody is on Sacramento. And Sacramento also lacks consistency because they lost to the Pistons and Minnesota, two of the worst team in the East and the West, arguably, back in early April, which really hurts this team because those are 2 games they really needed to win if they wanted to make the playoffs and try to make in the playoffs, in the play-in games as the top 10. Towns should play in this game, and Bagley is still out for the Kings as well. The Timberwolves actually didn't play that bad last game. The Clippers just shot 50% for 3-pointers, which is why the Timberwolves lost that game. And you can't do much about that. I'm sort of torn on this game because Sacramento desperately needs this game to try to make it to the play-in. But at the same time, you have a Minnesota team that saw Karl Anthony Towns crumple up a piece of paper and said that his team lacked effort. And he sort of called out his team and said that we just kind of rolled in here thinking that we're going to win 2 in a row. And that's not the way that you win ball games. So I think both these teams have motivation. I think that they'll score a lot of points. It'll be unlike the first game. And I think this game will go over the total. Clippers in Portland. I know it sounds crazy, but I like the Clippers here. I know it's a lot of points here. If you follow the NBA, you'll know that these 2 teams literally hate each other's guts. It goes way back. Dame made a shot over Paul George. Paul George called it a horrible shot, and Dame just laughed at him, and it was nearly a half-court shot. And he said that if it's a horrible shot, then I made it. At the end of the day, I still made it. So him and Paul George don't like each other, and obviously Patrick Beverley and Dame don't like each other, and Beverley sort of trolled him as well, and then Dame, after Beverley lost to the Denver Nuggets, trolled him back on Twitter. So if you know anything about the NBA and follow it with such a passion like we do, it's probably why we're on an 11-3 run and went plus 9,200 in the NBA last year. Don't forget 5 straight winning years in baseball now, 4 straight winning years in WNBA, winning season in hockey, and we're making a heck of a run in the NBA. I think we'll post back-to-back winning season in the NBA, so we'll see. But, the beef is pretty awesome between these 2 teams. The Clippers beat this team by 17 points last time because they always want to thump the Blazers every chance they get. But here's the thing. There's no Dame today. There's no Nurkic today. The Clippers are healthy. They're 8-1-1 ATS, which means against the spread the last 10 games. That's how much they hate the Blazers because every time they get to suit up against them, they like to destroy them. So they've covered against them the last 5 times. The Blazers were down by 20 at the end of the first quarter to Charlotte, though, so I think that will motivate them to play better. Carmelo was promised that this game they're going to be coming out fired up and they're going to play really well and they're not going to come out flat like they did against Charlotte. But, I think Melo might be right. Maybe they'll play well in the first half, but I think the Clippers will just be too much, and they love to destroy the Blazers, so small lean on the Clippers here as well. Finally, between Orlando and Atlanta, lean on Atlanta here. I could see Orlando stepping up and maybe covering, but I got to give you a lean on Atlanta here. An absolutely huge line here for the Hawks to cover, and I get that. The Magic will not have Carter Williams or Ennis or Ross or Porter or Fultz or Isaac, and which you're probably all aware. As for the Hawks, which is my team, that's the team that I root for, no Snell, Gallinari, Reddish, Hunter, or Dunn. The Magic lost by 4 to Houston, 11 to Toronto. They did beat Chicago. They failed to cover 4 out of the last 5. And they do have the Pelicans on deck. But the Hawks just beat Indiana by 12. They have Nate McMillan as their coach. He beat his former team. And since they switched with Lloyd Pierce, this team is 17-6. Lloyd Pierce had the birth of his child, and Atlanta was like, no, we're going to go with the assistant, Nate McMillan. Remember, Nate McMillan used to play for the Seattle Supersonics back in the day with Sean Kemp and Detlef Schrempf and Gary Payton the Glove. But Atlanta's quietly covered 8 out of the last 10. Hawks, by the way, again, 17-6 with McMillan. Hawks were up by 20 in that game before they coughed up a huge lead and then the last game, but then they ended up executing really well at the end. And again, Clint Capella was 20 for 20 recently. It's hard, right? I mean, in one way, it's just so many points, and if I kind of go back and forth on this game. In one way, I want to take Orlando, actually, simply because if you're the Orlando Magic, would you not want to get up to face the Atlanta Hawks? Wouldn't you consider that an elite team? Let me see something here. Let me see who the Hawks have on deck here in their next game. They do have the Heat on deck. I'm sorry, the Knicks on deck from the Heat. You know what? Let's go with the Magic today, just because I'm going to switch my lean here. Just because I think that if you're Orlando, would you not get up to face the Hawks and Trae Young and all that the Hawks come with? So your free pick today is going to be on the Pelicans. I also like Minnesota, Sacramento over. Also lean on the Clippers and lean on Orlando. Of course, for our best picks, they're over at DocSports.com. I hope you enjoy the content. Please take a moment to like and subscribe to Doc Sports, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Indian Cowboy, working hard for you every single day.